He won his 500th game this year and the biggest one the other night. A two-time Stanley Cup winner, his first as a head coach. Your head coach, Joe Quenneville.
We had some great moments this year. There's a lot of fun situations. We had some ups and downs, but this is by far the greatest experience, the greatest thing we did all year was right now. This parade is over the top. Wow. Thank you, Chicago. It was a lot of fun over the course of the year, playoff run. We did some neat things that go back to the Nashville series. Scoring late in Game 5 at home, Kaner tying it up on a shorthanded goal, winning in overtime, host coming out of the box. Vancouver was challenging as well. San Jose was very tight, very competitive, a lot closer than winning in 4. Philly was very hard to play against. It was a great Game 5 and 6, our best. And, you know, Kaner coming through with a huge goal in overtime, and it led to something like today. But thank you very much, Chicago. Feel very fortunate to be here, part of the Blackhawk organization. Thank John. Thanks, Stanley. I'm so happy for Rocky and the Blackhawk and the Wirtz family. And hey, we should all enjoy this. The Cup's here, and we'd love it to stay here a little longer. Thank you.
Now, time to meet your players. Stanley Cup champion, Chicago Blackhawks. A veteran who came up at the end of the year, played a long time in the National Hockey League, also played here in Chicago, Jason Cullimore. A young guy playing in Rockford this year, had a team-high 49 points. First-round pick, Jack Skilly. A goaltender down in Rockford, Hannu Toivonen. We love this guy because he's a Chicago guy. Came back to Chicago and played in Rockford. Danny Richmond. He tallied 23 points and 96 penalty minutes in Rockford this year. Number 28, Jake Dowell. A young defenseman right around the corner at 56 points in the Ontario Hockey League, Sean Lalonde. A #1 pick in 2008, Kyle Beach. Another goaltender, had a record of 24 and 16 in Rockford. We've seen him up here wearing number 50, Corey Crawford. Another young guy who was the Rookie of the Year in Rockford, Brian Connolly. I remember this guy scoring the only goal in Vancouver midway through the season, big power forward. Had his first career professional playoff goal, Brian Bickle. Had a terrific regular season, going 26-14-4 and having a goals against average of 2.5. The man from France, Cristobal Huet. You know this guy is big buff. Last count, I think he had 5 game-winning goals in the playoffs. I got a feeling he's going to have a few more with the Stanley Cup. Number 33, Dustin Byfuglien.
Thank you.
A shot-blocking machine. Scored a goal in the final series, registering a +7 in the playoffs. One of the elder skatesmen on the back end for the Blackhawks, Brent Sopel. Go, Soaps. Scored a gigantic goal in Game 6 in Philadelphia the other night. This is the second time around for him. Good old number 16, Andrew Ladd. Finished the playoffs with 6 goals and 14 points. Scored a huge goal in Game 5. Number 32, Chris Versteeg. Provided a little physical presence over the course of the season, and especially in the playoffs. Didn't mind chattering a little bit. Number 37, Adam Burish. Came back from a back injury earlier in the year and had an outstanding playoff both offensively and defensively. Dave Bolin. He was a +11 in the playoffs and was involved in the Stanley Cup winning goal by Patrick Kane. Number 51, Brian Campbell. Role players, you need them. Accept and execute. One of the best on the Blackhawks. Number 6, Jordan Hendry. Another shot blocker. He finished with 8 points in the playoffs. Scored a huge goal in San Jose. Number 4, Nicholas Jalmerson. This is why this veteran was brought in. Sit, wait, skate, wait. Didn't play all playoff long until when it mattered. That's why Stan Bowman and the hockey operations went out and got this guy and did an unbelievable job in the Stanley Cup final. Nick Boynton. This guy's been around the block a few times. Tallied 2 points in the playoffs, some huge face-offs. He knew his role. This is why the Blackhawks brought this guy into the city of Chicago. His 3rd Stanley Cup, number 11, John Madden. Game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup final in Game 2. Came down the right wing and led a twisted wrister past the shoulder of the Philadelphia goaltender. Good old number 55, Ben Eager. Boy, Benny. Four goals and 4 assists in the playoffs, including 2 goals in the Stanley Cup final, Game 1. Number 22, Troy Brouwer. Terrific teammate, outstanding penalty killer, played in 70 games in the regular season. You talk about role players, this guy does it. Colin Frazier. He had 6 points in the 17 playoff games that he played. The game winner in Game 1 in the Stanley Cup final, number 82, Thomas Kopetsky.